Hey, 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 hey. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, it's been a long time, huh? So, yeah. It's been a little while since my last stream, which was on Monday, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think it was on Monday. So yeah, it was last month. So yeah, this month just started. So yeah, it was on Monday. Okay, so yeah, basically I have been a little busy the previous couple days, the past couple days. And I also have not been feeling great. So yeah, I think I catched maybe COVID or I don't know, some kind of thing like that. So yeah, the past couple of days I wasn't feeling great, but yeah, today I feel a bit better. And yeah, on Wednesday, which was supposed to be the previous stream, I was doing something. Okay, so yeah, I was busy. I wasn't able to stream. So yeah, that's how things are basically. Isometric, yeah. Hey, Photo. How you doing? Long time no see. How you doing? So, I was going to check my audio as always, but since you're here, maybe you can confirm if everything is fine. Been a bit, yeah. Totally. Audio's good. Great. That sounds good. Sounds good. So it's been a little while, not only since we have seen each other, but also since I've streamed. So I was basically talking about that like this week has been busy for me, and my last stream was on Monday, so it's a couple days ago. I don't stream every day like I do every other day, and Friday and Saturday, so. But anyways, so let's get into some Voyager dev, okay? Of course, no burnout here. Of course, yeah. So yeah, it's a bit hard to invest a lot of hours into this project since I have like a full-time job. It's not easy. It's like, well, in fact, I just finished working like my work day in the other job, so it's a full-time job. So I just finished, and right as I finished, I just started streaming, and that's why I stream for just a couple hours, not so for too long, because my brain is already kind of fried at this point. So yeah. Front on the grind, yeah. God damn. Yeah, it's not easy, but yeah, it's the time. It's what I can do weekly, so I just take it. So yeah, but the good thing is that Saturday is like the better day for me to stream and work on this, because I have my mind completely fresh, and I have more time to stream, so that's better. But yeah. So let's see what we did on the previous stream. We made some good amount of progress, mainly on the minimap. Okay, so yeah, you can see now the minimap is a lot smaller now. Okay, and yeah, you can see that now. Can't stay too long because fireworks day, but I'm here to support. Oh, thank you very much. Oh yeah, it's 4th July. I know it's a holiday in the US. I don't know if you're from the US, but I assume that's the reason for the fireworks. But yeah. So thank you for staying and supporting and lurking and whatever. Yeah. Okay. I see. So now we can basically track the actual player position throughout the basically all of the planetary space, like the planetary system space, okay? And now the actual position of the starship relates almost perfectly to the position of the planets too. So you can see that I am like practically on top of this planet, and you can see that reflected in the actual planetary system map, which is amazing. Now we're going to go to the other planet. So this star has 2 planets, and you can see here, for example, here in the minimap, it looks like we're already on top of the planet. Hey, Jortiwe, I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you very much for the follow. I'm gonna call you Jor, okay? So yeah, but basically I was saying that there are some places where you can see that like the little pixel that represents the starship can look like it's already on top of the planet, and you can see the planet here, but you can navigate easily down here, and now you can see the planet. So it's really easy to find the planets now in this space, okay? Now it looks like I'm moving really slowly, but the reality is that there's a couple parallax layers that are really tiny. So let me just go here and just increase the size of those quite a bit so that we have like a lot of more room for this to work, okay? So instead of that, it's going to be this, okay? I'm going to do the same for this one, 300 and 300, and I'm going to set it to -150. And then also, of course, for this one, I'm going to set it to 400 on each side and -200. So this is a placeholder, really, because if I go here, okay, you can see this is like a layer of stars, okay, you can see here, and I just set them to red because it's just like a visual layer so that we can see the actual speed that we are moving, okay? Hello, what are you doing? Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm working on my game, Voyager. This is a pixel art game. It's about exploration. It's kind of like No Man's Sky, okay, but in 2D, in pixel art. And you can basically, like, it's pretty early in development, as you can see. But I'm basically now working on the space navigation, okay? So you can navigate. This is kind of like a isometric view, okay? And you have your hyperspeed. You can go like really fast, as you can see. And you can see here in the minimap, I have the actual position of the starship. So you can go and find planets, and then you can land on those planets, okay? And I will show you really quick how it looks like when you're on a planet. So we didn't get to this part yet. It's not finished. It's really early in development. But yeah, you can see like it's already broken. So what the hell happened here? I don't know, it's just not working, so I can't really show you this, but yeah, that's basically what I'm working on. So yeah, it's my game. I've been working on this for a couple of years now, although just now I started working like more frequently, because before I worked for some months and then some months I didn't work at all, and yeah, so it's kind of been like a side project for me for the past couple years, but now I'm trying to make it my main project. So yeah, I'm trying to work not like every day, but 3 to 4 times a week. I do the stream, and I stream basically the development of the game. That's my plan. Okay, so now we were basically just we were testing the actual planetary system space, okay, the scene. And as you can see here, I'm navigating, okay, this space. And yeah, so as you can see here, we're tracking, like I was saying, we're tracking the actual position of the starship. This is my normal thrusting speed, okay? It's really slow, okay, quote unquote. But then you have your hyperspeed, which is by you hold one button and then you start the hyperspeed. That's for getting into other places a lot faster, okay? Because as you can see, planets are really far apart from each other, okay? So now here's another planet. Oh, it's good. Thank you. Thank you very much. So yeah, this is another planet, and yeah, it's looking good. So this is what we achieved on the previous stream, okay? So previously we had some issues with the ratio of the size of the planet here in the minimap related to the actual space, like the actual area they occupy in the space. So what I'm trying to do now is, well, what I have to do now, which is my next task, is this. Let me show you here. This is my planner, my thing where I keep track of my tasks and all that kind of thing. So here, basically, I'm going to work on this, okay? Set planet sprite size based on the planet's actual size, okay? So every time, you can see here, every time I hit play, if you pay attention to the actual planetary system map, you will see that I get a different amount of planets and orbits, okay? Of course, there's one orbit per planet, okay? That makes sense. So every time I hit play, a new star is generated, okay? Because this game has a lot of procedural generation. So there's a lot of things that get generated, like 90% of the things are generated procedurally. So you can see now I hit play again, and now I have this star which has 4 planets, okay? So when a planet is generated, there's a lot of things that are set. Planets have different properties, okay? And one of them is the size of the planet, okay? The actual size of the planet determines how big it is, of course, obvious, but like in actual gameplay terms too. So if you land on that planet, Argentine, do you speak Spanish? Yeah, I'm from Argentina, so Spanish is my main language. Yeah. So basically, the size of the planet determines how much terrain the planet has. So when you land on a planet, you can navigate the planet from left to right or any direction you want. It's like side-scrolling. So I can actually show a video for explaining this a bit better. Okay, so if I go here, not here. Where the hell is this? Maybe here, documentation, registry, here, I think it is. So this is kind of how, like, navigating a planet. No sé, cómo es que te entiendo muy bien, pero a un nativo no le entiendo mucho. Ok. ¿De dónde sos? Ahora no entiendo, parece que también fueras de Argentina, pero no estoy seguro. A un nativo no le entiendo mucho. Sí, no sé, quizás es porque yo hablo más lento, porque como no es mi idioma nativo el inglés, hablo más lento por eso. Puede ser, quizás puede ser eso. So basically, this is how you navigate like planets. Actually, when you land on a planet, this is how you go. You have your basic like movement things, okay, mechanics. You can run, jump, you can ledge grab. You have your jetpack thing, okay. So when you can see here, like there's like a mini map that shows you like the actual terrain of the planet, and you can go like infinitely to the right. For example, Bolivia. Entré, te escuché hablar y me hizo sentir bien de mi inglés. Thanks. No hay problema, no hay problema. Me alegra que te hayas hecho sentir bien. Y la verdad que sí, si te sirve un consejo para mejorar el inglés, si eso es lo que estás buscando, sirve mucho consumir muchas cosas en inglés, que me imagino que ya lo haces. Y después, si querés mejorar el habla, también hay que practicarlo. O sea, todas las facetas del inglés que quieras aprender o mejorar, tenés la escritura, la lectura, después tenés la escucha y después tenés el habla. O sea, son todas cosas distintas que tenés que practicarlas por separado para poder mejorarlas. Es así como funciona. Okay, so I was saying that this you can see the actual terrain here in the minimap, and you can navigate the planet horizontally. Okay, so you go to the right, for example, and at some point you're going to get to the other, like to the beginning of the planet. So you can loop around the planet, even though you don't actually loop, like you don't rotate like this. It's all flat, of course, but yeah, you can loop around the planet, and planets are divided by chunks basically. So the terrain is divided by chunks, and the size of the planet is going to determine how many chunks the planet has. That's very what it is. It's really simple, straightforward. Okay, so now what I have to do here is just reflect that in the actual space, like the planetary system scene. Okay, so in this scene you're going to see the planets like you're in actual space, and you can see the planets there, and you go to a planet, like close to a planet, and then you can land on that planet. That's the idea. And the idea is that also you can see the actual planet, the actual size. Now the code is already doing that, but I'm not reflecting that in the actual sprite of the planet. So let me show you here. This is the sprite of a planet. Okay, so I have the 4 planets here, because every star can contain between 1 and 4 planets. That's the limit I set. Okay, that's something I decided because it's a good number. It can be different in the future. I can make it have like more planets if I want, but for now this is perfect. So this, the actual sprite of the planet, can have different sizes. So let me show you really quick. I'm going to move this one here, and I'm going to change the, I have like several sprite like circle sizes because they are made entirely with shaders. Okay, the actual texture of the planet is made procedurally. It's I created a shader to do this. I can assign the color of each part of the texture. I can assign the actual animation there and how it looks, and all of that is made procedurally. Also the atmosphere here, you can see that blue halo there, that's also procedurally. The only thing that's like a static sprite, a texture, is the actual circle sprite that contains the shader, okay? And as you can see, I have different sizes, okay? And basically what I have to do is define, like for all of the sizes of the planet, define which sprites are going to be representative of those sizes, okay? So for the middle size, which I think is 3, I think, well, that's one thing I have to check before doing this, because I also have set like a limited amount, like a limited range of sizes, okay? I think it's between 1 and 4. So where did I do this? Gravity max, biomass max, solar cycle, blah blah, okay. Terrain total sizes, okay. So so I did define the terrain size, but this also corresponds to the planet size, okay? So I should be doing something, I should be defining this here too, like inside the table underscore planet. This is a class that has like constant values that I can then like refer to when I need to, okay? So I use tables to define a lot of things in the game. I could use scriptable objects, but I don't know. So you can see here, for example, biomes max, I have 4, okay? So they're like, I think I created, well, I have in mind like something like 7 or 8 different biomes for the planets, but right now the maximum amount of biomes that a planet can have, okay, is 4. So there's not a planet that can have all of the biomes for now. Maybe I can do that in the future, but this is not something we're going to do right now. So yeah. Anyways, now what I should do is so planet sizes, okay, there's 4 different sizes. I think this is fine, so I don't need to have like so many different sizes. I already defined this, so basically the size, we can get the terrain size here. Well, let's see here where I'm accessing the actual size of the planet. So where I'm defining the actual planet size, because I think I'm just doing it like pretty much in a hard-coded way, which is not great. So let's see here. Spread size, basic properties, size. Okay, so where sprite size? Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So why am I setting +1 here? Terrain total sizes is 4. So why am I setting this to +1? I'm confused here. It should be 4. Like this. Is this exclusive? No, I don't think so. So let's try doing this. So this should be table underscore planet dot planet sizes. And I think they should be called planet total sizes. What the hell am I pressing? Planet total sizes. Okay, I think that's better. Planet total sizes. Hey Lou, how you doing? Hello. Welcome. Okay, so now we have defined this, okay? So we have like a lot of values and things here that I'm not even using yet, but yeah, I think we're going to use them at some point. For example, this gravity min, I think I was doing this because I wanted to have like different gravity values for each planet, but I think that's a bit too much to be changing the actual gravity in every planet you go. It's a bit too much. So yeah, I think that could happen, for example, for moons, and like maybe in moons you have like a lot less gravity, so you jump a lot higher and stuff like that. But I don't know if I want to be messing with that, honestly. So yeah. Now here, planet total sizes, it's perfect. And this is great. Sprite shader, sprite size. So where am I using this? Not using this anywhere at all, okay? And I think I know why I'm not using that. So yeah, when we generate the sprite shader, generate sprite, sprite shader, planet sprite. Okay, so we have the color, the ramp, the texture. Okay, and load size, deformation, interior size, interior layers. Yeah, all of these are like, these are all values for the actual shader, but I'm trying to see where I was using the actual like where am I assigning the sprite of the planet. So I need to go, I think here, this is the class where, well, let me close this for a moment. Now, celestial object planet. So apply shader properties. Okay, so here we are basically applying the shader to the renderer, but also here I should set the actual sprite size. So for that, I think there's planet data, is it? Get biome by type is not this. Planet generation data, texture, sizes. Okay, I think this is the thing I need. So this array of sprite has the actual sizes of the planet. So the circle sprite that's bigger or smaller, and I could use the same sprite and just scale it, okay, in Unity, just set like a different scale. But I think this is the way to go for me, because I don't know, I feel like it's better. Because look what happens if I scale this. You can see that the border, it's actually like the pixels are too big, okay, compared to these pixels. That's one thing. And then the actual features of the shader are also scaled too. And I don't know if I want that, to be honest, because if you see, for example, when I set it, well, it's kind of the same. So maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. In any case, I'm just going to try setting sizes, okay? for the planet. And yeah, so I have 4 sizes, okay? I need to go to planet data. Planet data. Okay, where's the actual scriptable? Here. Now I have this other scriptable called planet sprite generation data. Okay, that's, well, okay. And now this is basically all of the sprites that there is. And I should change this to 4 because we only have 4 sizes for the planet. Now, there's one thing here. There's one thing here, which is how do I explain this? So the simple action of just changing the amount, like the sizes of the planet, is not going to be reflected everywhere where it needs to be reflected, okay? So what the hell am I talking about? So this, you can see here, this is just a variable with a number. If I change this, okay, this is going to change like the actual size that is selected here when we create a new planet procedurally. Then this thing is basically grabbing a random number between this and this. Okay, so if this number changes, then instead of between 1 and 4, it's going to be between 1 and 5 or whatever number we set to this. But that's not going to reflect necessarily to all of the other things that are related to the size of the planet. So for example, one of them is this. So if I change the number here, this is what I'm trying to say. If I change the number here, and now instead of 4, I say 2, there's just 2 sizes for the planets, then I have to go here and manually change that, okay? And this is basically what's happening now. You can see that I set this to 4. Also, I just created this variable, so this is just not connected to anything. But also, you can see I have 8 sizes here. And like, this is like pretty hard-coded, okay? This is not connected to anything. So what I can do is basically well, I don't think this is going to work because it's a serialized array, okay? So I don't think I can like make this like force this to be always 4. I don't think I can do this. Like I can do something like this, for example. Yeah, I can't even do that because I can't assign a size to this. It's going to be like defined here. So that's not great because it means that whenever I want to change how many sizes we have for planets, let's say in the future I say, okay, so 4 sizes, it's too much. So now I want just 3. Well, that's basically not going to work because, well, I have to reflect that change everywhere. So not only here, I change this to 3, but also I have to go here and say, okay, there's 4 terrain sizes. Well, I have to delete this one. And now this has to also change to 3. And then here I have to remove this. And yeah, so that's not great. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. This is not structured in a way that if I change the value just in one place, it's going to change everywhere. So I think that's something I shouldn't be worrying about right now, maybe because I'm like in a prototyping phase, and I can refactorize this later when I validate that the things I'm making are fun and cool. Okay, so after I finish the basic core loop of the game, which is like going into space and then going into a planet and then exploring the planet and then going back to space and going to another planet and exploring the planet and then finding the coordinates of a new constellation and then going to the new constellation, and that's basically the loop. Okay, that's what you're going to do in the game. You go from planet to planet, from star to star, and then from constellation to constellation. Okay, so that's the idea. So once I have that main loop, the core loop of the game working, I think that's going to be the moment for me to start refactorizing this and making everything a lot more like modular, so that I can change. For example, here I just changed this number and that's reflected everywhere else where it needs to be reflected. Okay, so yeah, because like I said, I'm repeating myself a lot, but if I change this to 3, I have to change it here also, and here also I have to remove this. Not only that, but imagine if I say, okay, so now planets can have 10 sizes. I have to add like 6 more of this. I have to change also this to 10. I have to add more like variables here. And this is just an example. There's a lot of other places where this is going to be affected. So yeah, this needs to be refactored, but right now, this is not the time to do that. So yeah, I just wanted to explain that. It doesn't make a lot of sense because it's not relevant right now, but I wanted to explain it, okay? So anyways, now that we have this, what I'm going to do is basically just change this array to only contain 4 sprites, okay? So there's that. And one thing I want to do is basically just why is it there? Oh, I see. Okay, so let's put all of them here. Okay, but now I'm just going to order them. Okay, so I'm going to say 5, well, maybe 3, and then for this is going to be 6, and for this one is going to be 9. Okay, now I'm going to basically just grab the sprites and just test which actual planet sizes are good. So 64 could be for like tiny, like small planets. Okay, so let's see how it looks like in relation to the starship. So let's say this planet is there. Is that too small? Maybe it is, actually. But I think it's not bad. So let's say, for example, 64. Then what else do we have? We have 80, 96, 112, and 128. So yeah, this should be like the size number 2. So yeah, I think we can try setting this to 64, then the next one is going to be 128, then the next one is going to be 256. I think that's a good size for number 3, maybe? I don't know, maybe it's too much. And I was going to say the next one should be 512, and this is like huge. This is really huge. So, this is like, it's not, it doesn't even fit on the screen, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. So I think I like it being that big. I don't know, maybe a little bit smaller, like that could be, I don't know. let's try with that for now. So let's set it to 0 and 0 there. Okay. And let's try setting them to the actual sizes we're going to use. So this is 128, then this one is 256. We're basically using power of 2 values here, so you can see there. So here, this one should be like 2, and then this one should be 5, and then this one should be 11 maybe, or like 10. Yeah, I think that's perfect actually. So in actual like planet sizes, I think yeah, the last one is huge, man. That's amazing. But yeah, I think it should be this big because it looks cool on screen. So yeah. Yeah, I actually think it's pretty neat. So we're just going to try to test it like with these sizes. Also, I like that the difference between them is really big. It's really noticeable, like difference in sizes. So I think we're going to keep that. Okay, so here I can basically just remove all of the ones that are not going to be used. And then I have 64, 128, and I have 256, okay? And then I have 512, okay? Those are basically the sizes of the planets. Of the sprite, okay? Of the sprite that you see here, okay? Now, now for the actual sprite, when we're here, when we're setting the shader properties, we should also change the sprite, and the sprite is going to be planet data dot planet generation data dot sprites dot sizes, and then get size. Do I have no? So this is going to be that basically. So planet properties dot basic properties dot size. So that's it basically. So let's see. Well, not only this, but I also need to change it to change the actual icon. The actual icon in the UI orbit, like the planetary system map. Okay, so for this, I'm going to go when I initialize this, the UI orbit, I should also pass the sprite of the planet icon size. Okay, so here I have, yeah, planet image. So what am I doing with this? Planet image dot red transform set parent. Okay, so here I should say planet image dot image or sprite. Yeah, sprite is going to be planet icon size. Yeah, that's it basically. So now here I should have a reference, okay, to well, you know what? I think I should be passing the actual. So yeah, I'm going to do this. Game engine dot general data, planet data, planet generation data dot sizes icon. I'm going to do this. Okay, so now here, not only I'm going to have this, I also I also have this, which is like, now I need different sizes of the sprite for the icons in the UI. Okay, so here I just need to say planets basic properties dot size. Okay, so now I pass this, okay, as a reference. Now I can go here, okay, and I have an error here. Let's see. Okay, so what's this? Starfield UI. What the hell? Oh yeah, I can just comment this because this is not being used. Okay. Okay, great. So here yeah, so UI orbits handler. What? Why? UI orbits handler, orbits, UI orbit, sizes icons. Oh yeah, it's not here. I'm so dumb. So it's here. Planet generation data. Okay, so here I just need to assign the actual image of the sprite. Oh yeah, and I think, you know what, I also think I need to say set native size or something like that here. Set native size. Yeah, I need to call that so that, because UI images in Unity, when you change the sprite, they maintain their actual like rect size. So if the image has less pixels, instead of like reducing the size, it's going to just fill the entire quad so that it met the actual size of the quad without changing the size. So it's a little different than the actual 2D sprite. So then I have to call this so that it changes the actual rect size. The size delta, I think it's called in the properties. So yeah, with this, yeah, I think that's totally good, totally fine. So yeah, we should be good to go here. And now I need to just assign this, like the actual thing is here. So this is 5. Okay, I think 4, 3, 2. Maybe this one is for the smaller planets, because this one looks more like a star, and this one yeah, I think I should use this one for the smaller planets. It's like really tiny. Then for the next one is going to be 5. Okay. Then for the next one is going to be 6, 7, 8, maybe 8. Okay, this is for the next size. Well, I think this one is already too big, maybe, so... What the hell? Oh, all of those are not even... Well, this is enormous. But all of these are not being set to pixel. Why is that? 8, 9. From here to there, they're not being set to point. So yeah, now it's better. So 12 is maybe a lot, maybe 11. Let's try 10. I don't know. 10, 9. So 8 we said is going to be for, yeah. So yeah, I think 11 is going to be the next one. So 2, 5, 8, and 11. Okay, that's basically what we're going to use. And I'm going to go here and say revert all. And I have to go to the actual planet generation data, okay, here. And I have to add all of those here. And that's it, basically. So we have 2. Then we have, let me just remove this. So now it's easier to search. 8, and then we said 11, I believe. So, okay. So now what we should be able to see is that basically here in the actual map, the size of the planet should be reflected. Okay, yeah, we're actually seeing that. And now if I go to the planet, like down there, we should be able to see, yeah. Okay, that's amazing. Oh, it looks so cool. You can see there, like the actual, like the star, like leaking like some light flares. That's so cool. Yeah, I think this is looking really nice. That's so cool. So let's go to the other one. So this one should have the like not so big size. Yeah, so this is the second size. Okay, that's perfect. So let me see if I can get like a star with like all of the different sizes. Almost. I'm going to reset the play mode until we get the 4 sizes. It's maybe going to take a while. Okay, I think almost. But anyways, let's see, for example, this one. What? What the hell? What happened here? What's this? What the hell, man? Okay, let's see what's happening here in the actual thing. What the hell, man? So is this one? Yeah. So what's happening with the sprite? Circle 64. Am I in the... No, it's not the smallest one. So what's this one? 256. What? It's a bit weird. So we're getting 256, 512, 512, and 128. So what the hell is happening here? Let's see the actual properties of the planets. Here, I can see them here. So size is 2. What? Okay, and this one is 3. This one is... what the hell? Let's just do this, okay, and let's go here. This one has the size of 2, okay. Sprite size is 5. Oh yeah, I know what's happening here. I shouldn't have this sprite size. This is not going to... whatever. Well, it's not being used anywhere, I think, so it's not gonna change anything, I think. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to change anything, but let's see, let's see. I should turn on the lights because it's going to get a lot darker pretty soon. So yeah. Well, I'm not going to be here for a lot longer. I'm maybe going to be here maybe 1 more hour. But yeah, anyways. Cool. Okay, so we have one planet of size 1. And that's this one. Okay, but why is it not being reflected here? 128? This is not great, bro. Man. So I think what could be happening here is that the pixelator thing is being initialized, is actually being initialized after? I don't know. Let's do something here. I'm going to do something. Celestial object. I'm going to create a function here. Public. Well, this is a background object. So here, initialize set planet, set position. Well, I'm basically going to do first pixelator bake. Do I have a function here to replace the actual sprite? I don't think so. And what happens if I go... Well, let me try something first. The pixelator thing is just a system I created for pixelating stuff. And I think I'm going to be like migrating from that into actual like render passes for this, I think. So yeah. Now this, the pixelator bake has a 64 sprite. Why is that? I don't understand why it's always setting it to 64. 128 and 256. Now, what's up with those? 512, 128, 512 again. So the actual sprites are not being set correctly, and I think this is because the pixelator is getting the old sprite that it had before, okay? So what I need to do is basically create a function to set the sprite, so it sets it to the actual sprite and then to the pixelator version. Now let me see, for example here, this one is 512. What happens if I change this one to 512 too? Not working, it doesn't work. This is not good, man. So yeah, that's because, yeah, I think it's because of this. I think it's because of this. Because when I actually set the sprite, it's going to do all of this like logic to actually create the actual. I'm saying actual a lot. This is basically creating the rect of the sprite, of the pixelator sprite. It's a new sprite. So imagine we have a sprite, okay? And I say, okay, I want to pixelate this. Okay, so it creates a copy, and that copy is going to duplicate the the things, the properties of the first sprite, but it's going to pixelate it. Basically, that's what's happening. So all of this is for that, and I think this should happen after I set the sprite to the object. So here we have init, okay, and I think this should happen after after we set the planet shader. So I would need to do like man, this is not easy. So I think what I need to do is this, which is set sprite, and after I set the sprite I do this, okay? And man, so how can I do this in like an automatic way? So I'm initializing this. Yeah, and I think for this, for example, I'm setting the sprite a lot later. Set planet shader. Yeah, and the pixelator initialization should happen here. That's the thing. And there's a lot of, like, actually the background object is going to like most of the cases, this is going to have like the sprite that I set to the background object is going to be set procedurally. So when I initialize this, I should also pass in, well, no, I should set the sprite. Yeah, I think this is what I should do. So here, instead of doing this, I should do override set sprite, and I should do this. Now sprite is that, okay? So yeah, this is not going to be here, and I'm going to apply the shader before and then initialize the actual pixelator. I think that's what should happen. Now, I think this should also be like not inside this function. I should create an event for this. So now this should be complaining somewhere here where I'm setting like set planet shader. Instead of saying that, I say set sprite, and I'm going to do this. Set planet properties. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's what I should do. This is a really long line. I don't like it at all. But yeah. Planet size sprite, I think I can just planet size sprite, and after I set the sprite, so here, yeah, instead of doing this, I should do, like I said, I should create an event for this. So after I set the sprite, yeah, I should do this so I can. Okay, so I should subscribe to this event here. I should do the, well, I'm going to add another thing here. It's going to be local functions. Initialize pixelator. So this is going to do the thing, okay? And here I basically say initialize pixelator, and here I am subscribed, of course. So now every time I change the sprite, I should trigger the thing, okay? So on sprite set, invoke. Okay, that's it. So now I shouldn't worry about this. Now this should work much better. I'm going to turn on the light. Give me one moment. Okay, now it's much better, I think. Okay, great. So this is, yeah, this is better now. I can close this, and this should pretty much work right away. So let's see. Now I should be able to see the actual size of the planets. Okay. Okay, so, well, we only have one planet, but it should work. It should work. Okay, it seems like it works. It's working. That's pretty good. The planets like feel really huge right now. Let me hit play again. I want to get like a, well, I can see in the actual scene. So let's go here to this layer. Let's go there. This one is perfect, and this one is also perfect, and it's correlating to the actual size here. Okay, let's hit play again. We're going to test a couple times. So this one, what the hell? Okay. Well, those are too close. Yeah, they are so close. I don't think that's a good thing. What's this? Oh, that's a thing in the shader. So yeah, oh, look at this. It looks like Earth, but like with so little terrain. It's funny. Now, I think there's something wrong with this because they're not getting pixelated correctly. I think this one is perfect. It actually has the big size. Well, they are getting pixelated. Yeah, they are. They are. This is, yeah, this is not good. So weird. So that's because the actual distance here between the orbits is less. Yeah, that's the issue. The actual distance between the orbits is less than half the size of the planets. So these two planets are like the sprite is 512, and this like the ratio of the orbits is 200. So I should actually use smaller sprites for this. So yeah, I'm just going to go here and just like, yeah, sadly I don't think I will be able to use the actual big sizes. So for this one that's fine, for this one that's fine. I could go like smaller there, then a little bigger here. I don't know. Like the two sizes I think I should change are these two. So this is 256. I think they should be 192, but the size is not that different. Okay, and the next one, because there's no other size between like these two, so that's not great. But yeah, maybe this is fine. And then for this one, instead of 512, I could use 320. So 320 divided by 2 is going to be 170. And no, 160. And like, yeah, they're going to be pretty close. Yeah, I don't know. I should even like, I should maybe just or increase this one or this one, the size I mean. So this one could be, yeah, but the next size is too close to this one, so seems like I will need to just make this one smaller there. I don't know, man. Like those two sizes are really close. Now the other thing I'm thinking about, which was the thing, man. Now you could say, okay, just increase the ratio of the, not the ratio, the radius of the orbits. Instead of being 100, it should be, instead of being 200, it should be higher, but that's going to mess up the planetary system. So that's why I set it to that value. So yeah. I'm thinking what I could do. So maybe this works. I don't know. Let's try this. When it's right, generation data. So sizes is going to be 64. That's good. 128, and then 192, and then from here is going to be 320. So let's try this and see how it looks. Okay. Okay, so they're pretty far apart. Okay. They're also pretty far apart. But let's see them actually in the scene. Okay, so they Okay, I want to get a star that gives me 4 planets, and the 4 planets to be each one of the sizes, so that I can test. Oh, this one. This was close. Let's see. Okay, so there's 2 here that are overlapping, and this is not great. So let's go there and see how it looks like. Okay. Okay. The thing is, I really like them being bigger, but maybe this one is fine for the biggest size. I don't know. I think I liked them when they were a lot bigger. So this one is really close. So there's another thing actually that I could do. So let's go here and just set them the way they were before. Okay. Now there's something I could do, which is basically trying to ensure that they are not overlapping here. So for example here, yeah, so this planet, yeah, this one is really big. It's really fun to see that. So so yeah, couple things I would like to do. I would like to define certain rules. Okay, so let's go to the document. Planetary system V2. Okay, so here there's one thing I want to define here, and that's basically the sizes of the planets should be like there should be some rules for how they get created. Okay, so for example, there should be only one big planet. Okay, there's not a possibility for the actual thing to create 2 big planets. Okay, so one star can only have one big planet. That's one of the things. Now the other thing is big planets and really small planets are going to be rare. Okay, that's another thing. So I'm going to use a probability curve for that. Okay, so I'm basically going to use the same I used for constellation. So in constellation, I'm using parabolic 2 to define the probability for certain stars, for how many stars there are in a constellation. So the minimum is 3 and the maximum is 7. Okay, and I'm basically using a curve similar to this to define how many, like the probability between those numbers. So in the case of the star, this probability curve is used to determine how many planets a star is going to contain. So the minimum is 1 and the maximum is 4. That's the range or how many planets there can be in a star. And this curve is basically saying, okay, so there's less likely to be one planet, a little bit more likely to be two, then a lot more likely to be three, and four is like the most common number. Okay, so stars with 3 to 4 planets are more common than stars with 2 and even 1. Okay, so if you find a star that has only one planet, it's really rare. Okay, it's a rare star, it's an uncommon star. And I'm going to use the same logic, the same concept for the actual planet sizes. Okay, so basically what should happen is stars can only have one big planet and one, like, there's a max of how many planet sizes and types there are. Okay, so when I go to, I should define this here. So I should say big planets max is going to be 1, and then it's also going to be 1. So this is just defining limits. Okay, defining limits to the thing, to how we generate the planets. Okay, so I should also, you know what, I should also have like a reference here. I don't know if this can be a const. I think I should create this as a property. So let's say utilities. Is it utilities? What am I using here? Yeah, so I should do this here. And this, is it const? No, static. Yeah, static. So here, instead of doing this, I should use tables.table constellation.this stars count probability, and this should be like named using the same naming convention as this. So stars count probability. Yeah, I think this is much better. So now I have everything in the same place. And I should do the same thing here, actually. So definition star. So when the star creates a, well, it's not there, it's here. Okay, great. So and also here I'm getting the orbit from the star, and I should also get the size. So the size, instead of being, sorry, I hit the microphone. Instead of the planet being the one that defines its own size, is going to be the star. And that's because, the star should determine the size based on how close it is to the actual star and how, and if there is already another big planet and all of that. So there's some limits to this. Okay, now what's happening here? Orbit. Oh yeah, I should actually yeah, I should pass here the size, orbit, and blah blah blah. Okay, so now in the star, when I create the thing, I should also define the planet size. So for that, I think I should create another method. For now, I'm just going to say this is going to be planet size. Okay. And that fixes that. But, well, what else was I using for defining how many planets there are in a star? I think I was doing it here. Yeah, probability curve. Isings outwind. So, oh yeah, and here, instead of doing this, I should do this, okay? And here in the star, I should say public static animation curve. Going to be this. Perfect. And what else? So, well, the actual size of the planet. Huh. So yeah, I think it should be yeah, instead of total sizes, they should be called size max, and here I should call this size min, and size min is going to be 1. Okay, and then here, when I'm defining the... Where am I defining? Oh yeah, tables, the table, star, dot probability, planets count probability. Okay, that's good. So now, where was I defining the actual... where is this? Define planetary system properties. Here? Yeah, next and planet size max and planet size min. Okay, so that's something I should have also defined before. Okay. Okay. Now, in the star, in the table star, do I have like planets min, planets max? So here, instead of doing this, I'm going to do it Okay, I'm going to do that. That's great. And define planets. So, orbits. Okay. So that's one thing, and then create planets. Okay, so now I'm thinking that I should do like defining the actual size of the planets. I should create another function for this because yeah. So planet size. Get new planet size, okay, and this is going to receive this. Well, I'm going to copy that instead of yeah, no, that's not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to do this there. So here I'm going to say get new planet size, and here is where the actual logic for defining the size of the planet is going to run. Okay, so I'm going to say this and this here. Okay, so my freaking jaws hurts. I bruxate a lot, so it hurts. So here there's a couple things we should be taking into account, okay? And the thing is, we should be analyzing the actual orbit of the planet. So if the planet is if the orbit of the planet is the closer orbit to the star, then the planet should be small, okay? It can be between the smallest and the other and the next size, okay? So between sizes 1 and 2. Okay, there's that. And the other thing I'm thinking about is that after that, then the planet can have any size, okay? But of course, like I said before, there can only be one small planet and one big planet per star. Okay, so like it's really uncommon. Well, it's impossible for you to find one star that has like 4 big planets, for example. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's a lot of things that I should be checking here. Okay, so so first of all, I should be sorry, I'm hitting the microphone all the time. That's because I don't have like an arm for the microphone to have it like in the air. So I have it right between my keyboard and my mouse. So when I want to move my right hand to the keyboard, I have to do like I don't know how to explain it, but it's not the most comfortable thing ever, but yeah, it is what it is. For now, it works. So, and I was setting the microphone behind my keyboard before. In the first streams I did, I was like placing my microphone behind the keyboard, and I think the audio wasn't as good. If the microphone is there, there's a lot more echo, and that's not great. So anyways, I'm going to do this. Okay, so to do this, and here I'm going to say planet orbit. Okay, that's better. And now I'm basically going to check if the orbit equals 1. If planet's orbit is the closest one to the star, I think that's a really weird way to phrase that, but I don't know. Whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so that's one of the rules, okay? Okay. Okay, so let me think a little bit about this. So there's a lot of things well, not a lot of things, but there's a couple things I need to check. So first I need to check how many small planets there are, and then how many big planets there are. So first, so I'm basically going to go through the planets count, the planets list, and if planets I dot basic properties dot size equals size max. So okay, perfect. So okay, I'm going to do this, and also that's basically what I'm going to do. Okay, so this is basically just to see how many planets, to keep track of how many small planets and big planets there are. Even though, like, there should be only one small planet and only one big planet, and this is not accounting for that, but that's whatever, it's fine. So there's not going to be like 100 planets, so it's not like the end of the world to be like looping through this like multiple times, so it's fine. So now I should create a boolean, okay, for, so yeah, so I should be using well, yeah, I know what I should do here. So let's first do this. So the thing I'm going to return is this final size, okay? And final size, I'm going to set it to size size max divided by 2, okay? So it's going to be half of that, which is going to be 3 or 4, no, 2 or 3, whatever. So final size already has its value, but in reality I'm going to change that so that here final size is going to be, well, here I have to use a probability curve for the sizes. And which curve I'm going to use for that? Well, I'm going to use planet size probability. This is going to be Isings.parabolic 2, okay? It's going to be the same curve I'm using for the constellations, okay? For the star count in the constellations. So it's less likely to be really small or really big. It's more likely to be the numbers in between, okay? So it's going to be like medium size. That's going to be the most common planet size you see. Okay, so now what I need to do is going to use animation curve. This is going to be tables.table planet.probability, okay? Planet size probability, and then here I'm going to say utilities.helpers.get get random number with probability. Then min is going to be size min, and then max is going to be size max. Probability curve, lemur is going to be lemur, and then samples, it's okay to be 100, okay? Okay. So, so that's great. Okay, now we have our final size, but in reality, what I want to do is basically this. So final size is going to be that, but first I want to create a final min and final max, because the actual minimum and maximum is going to vary depending on a couple of things, okay? So final min is going to be size min, okay? And then here is going to be size max, okay? But then if orbit, now here, well, I think this should go there, and this should go here. Yeah, I think that's better. And now here, use a probability curve to determine the final size of the planet, okay? Now, there's another thing I'm thinking now, but let's finish doing this. So final size, final min is going to be math.max. Is it max? No, it's min between size min and what am I trying to do here? So I want to basically just clamp this value. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Clamp size min between size min and size max divided by 2, okay? And then here, okay, that's perfect. And final max, well, final minimum should not be, yeah. The maximum one is going to be clamped. So and the maximum is going to be yeah, you know what? I think what I need to do here is size max divided by 2. That's going to say basically that the actual final size is going to be all of the sizes until the middle point of the maximum sizes. So I think that's fine. Okay. Okay. I think that's enough. Okay. So, and I'm going to floor that. Floor to end. Okay. So if this is divided by 2, this should be like sizes max divided by 2. And basically dividing this, which is in this case is going to be 4. So if you divide 4 by 2, it's going to be 2. But let's say in the future I say, okay, but I want the max size to be 5. Then it's going to be 2.5, and then it's going to round up to 2. That's perfect. But then if orbit is equal to 1, well, yeah, that's basically perfect. Okay. Okay, great. I need to do this. And now what happens when we already have the smallest size and the maximum size? Now, now what should happen is I'm just going to keep it simple here and say small planets count is higher than 1. Okay, and I should create a boolean for this, I think. So max small planets count is max small planets reached is going to be small planets count, it's higher than 0. Okay, and the same is going to apply to is max big planets reached. So now I'm going to say is max small planets reached so final min, yeah. So I'm going to do size min plus. Okay, so this is going to say, okay, if we already have the maximum small planets amount, then we're just going to say the final minimum size is going to be size minimum plus 1. So the final min is going to be, in this case, 2. And we're going to do the same for the other one, which is max big planets reached, and instead of increasing it, we're going to decrease it. Okay. So this is a really simple way of doing this. I don't think this is bad. So yeah. Now, if the orbit is the first orbit, so the closest to the star, then this is the final max is going to be divided by 2. So I think an easier, like the easiest thing I could do is this. which is basically going to say, okay, if the planet's orbit is the first orbit, so the planet is the closest planet to the star, then the final maximum size is going to be divided by 2. Whatever number it is going to be divided by 2, and that's it. Okay. So yeah, I think that should work. Actually. So let's see what happens. Now, what should happen is this. All of this code is for this. Let me go here. Oh, maybe I can show you here. So let's go into Unity, and I'll show you there. So what should happen here is, like, the actual code is defining this. Let me show you here. It's going to be easier here. Okay. So the code is saying this: if the planet is on the closest orbit to the star, then the size of the planet is going to be between 1 and 2. Okay, perfect. Or between 1 and the medium size, between the minimum and max size. Okay. Then if the orbit is whatever other orbit, then the size oh my god, so my kitty likes to destroy my couch. So yeah. So I was saying, if the planet is on the closer orbit to the star, then it's going to be like a smaller size. It cannot be a big size. But then if the planet is in whatever other orbit, then the size can be whatever, okay? But it also is going to take into account how many small planets there are in the system. So if there's already a planet that's small, then here it's going to say, okay, the final max is going to be divided by 2, so it's going to be the maximum in this case going to be 2. So here, yeah, and I'm thinking that I should also change the probability curve here to be like, if the orbit is the closest one to yeah, I should also change the probability curve to also say, okay, if the planet is closer to the star, then it should always prioritize the higher size, the bigger sizes instead of the smaller one. Okay, so here I'm going to just set to do this. Okay, here maybe, and then in this case I should change the curve to be this one. So what is happening here? I'm basically changing from this curve to this curve. Okay, so in this instance, probability goes from 0 to 100. Well, let's say it's not 0, it's 1. And then count goes from 1 to 2, 3, and 4. So the curve I'm using to determine the size of the planet is this one. Okay, so size of 1 is going to be less common, and also size of 4 is going to be less common. So those two sizes are going to be the most common sizes for planets. But if the planet is on the closest orbit, okay, of the star, if the planet is really close to the star, meaning it is in the first orbit, then the sizes are going to be reduced to just this 1 and 2. Okay, so it's going to be 1 and 2. That's it. And for this, I'm changing the curve to be this. So now it's more common for planets that are close to the star to be this size instead of this. It can happen that we get like a really small planet, but it's more likely to be this size. And also it basically like the planet doesn't need to be necessarily in the closest orbit to be this size, to be the smallest size. It could be whatever other planet could be this size too. So if that's the case, that for example a planet is in whatever orbit, let's say in the farthest orbit, and it's a size of 1, then the quota for small planets is reached, because there can only be one planet. Okay, so then the other sizes that we're going to be using is 2. It's going to be between 2 and 2, so it's whatever, it's going to be that size. Okay, so that's what I'm defining here. And I just realized that that here I should be using, instead of 0 here, I should be using is higher or equal to tables.planet. Table star dot big planet max, well, small planets max, and the same here, big planets max. Okay. Okay, so this is going to correspond to this big planets max and small planets max. Okay, so that's great. So now the star is the one that determines how many big planets it's going to contain, and the same for small planets. For now, I just set it to 1 big planet and 1 small planet per star, and then the other planets are going to be the sizes in between. So this is what all of this code is doing, basically. So yeah, it should work right now. So let's check right now. What I basically want is for there to be only 1 maximum amount of small planets and only a maximum of 1 big planet, and also for the planets that are in the closest orbit to the star to be small. That's all I want. Okay, so I basically was like a bit messy to explain this, but I hope it makes sense. So let's hit play now, and we're getting a lot of errors, so let's see what the hell is happening here. Planet size sprite. Okay, what's happening here? What the hell? So let's hit play again. Okay, so size here is 4, then size here, what is it? 3, 1, and here 3 again. So what's wrong with this? What's happening? Basic properties dot size. Index out of range. I don't know what's happening here, so let's debug this. Oh, I think I know what's happening there. Oh man, but what the hell? So this should be -1 because it's an index. It's an index. But why was it working before? I don't know. Was I just lucky? Maybe. Maybe I was just lucky. Planet size sprite. So yeah. So here it should be -1. That's the thing. So planet generation data. Planet size. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what was not working. So let's see. There's a lot of references to this. So what the hell? So this one, which is the one that we already fixed, and then utilities. What the hell is this? So sizes.length, get planet size. Yeah, I knew there was like a function or something like that I could use for this, but I didn't know. So I should go soon, actually. I've been here for a couple hours already, so I should be ending the stream soon. So, but first I wanted to just utilities that so where, yeah, I'm just going to remove this because I'm not using it. And then here, where planet sizes length. Yeah, I'm just going to remove that too. And now I should only have one thing. Now I think that return method was useful because I'm going to use the actual sprite sizes later, but I don't know, I'm just going to refactor this in the future. For now, let's keep it like this. It should be fine. So let's go here and hit play and let's see what happens. Okay. And I also should like be documenting or something. Well, it's still broken. What the hell? So now it's broken here. Planet icon size. Sizes icons. So here it's position in orbit. Orbit index. Well, yeah. So I should do this, and also icon size index is that. What the hell? Yeah, just this. So icon size index. Oh yeah. Okay. Icon size index. So okay, so the actual sizes and stuff is starting at 1. So it's between 1 and 4, and the indices are between 0 and 3. So the length is the same, but the start of the number is different. So yeah, whatever. So now, okay, I see that we have like a medium-sized planet here. Okay, which is correct, and then a bigger planet there. Okay, let's go there and let's see. Okay. Okay, this is amazing. This is amazing. So let's hit play again. I'm going to test this a couple times so we can see. Okay, we have a really big planet there. Okay. Should not be that common, but it's whatever. So okay, so yeah, this is pretty much right. Yeah, this is amazing. So okay, that's perfect. Now let's go here, let's hit play again. I'm going to test a couple times and then I'm going to end the stream, okay? Okay, we got a really tiny planet there, so let's go see it. Okay, let's go here. We have a medium-sized planet. That's perfect. Okay. And now let's go here to the really tiny planet. Okay. We have this tiny planet. This is amazing. Now let's go to the bigger one. Okay, we should see this one, the medium size, passing by, and now, whoa. Okay, we have the really big planet here. Okay. This is amazing. I think this is pretty much working now. So I think the probability thing is like, well, yeah, I can see that it's not working perfectly because I'm getting a lot of big planets. So, well, maybe it is working fine, but I see that I'm getting a lot of big and small planets all the time, so it should be I don't know, I should debug this to see what's happening because, well, yeah, I'm kind of getting like a lot of big and small planets all the time, and that shouldn't be the case. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but yeah. Okay, so this one is a bit better, but I don't know. I don't know if this is just a coincidence, but yeah, there's another really big planet there. It shouldn't be like that common for big planets to appear, so yeah. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, I don't know what's happening. So maybe I should use like a different curve, maybe for those. I don't know. I think maybe the actual parabolic curve should be changed a little bit because there's another big planet. I don't know. I'm getting big planets all the time. I should be getting them like 1 out of 5 times, maybe. I don't know why this is the case. Yeah, I'm getting big planets all the time. Well, maybe this one is not the biggest planet. No, yeah, I think it is. Yep. I don't know. We should debug this. So let me just so set planet sprite based on the planet's actual size. That's done. Okay, perfect. Represent the actual size of the planet in the icons. Okay, that's done too, so that's perfect. We can say we can basically say that planetary system map is already done. So yeah, I'm basically going to just remove this. Now what I'm going to, for next stream, I'm going to do this. Okay, check what's happening with planet sizes probabilities, and also yeah, so there's that, and I also should define what happens when you go in a straight line in a straight line infinitely. So basically right now you can just start like going in a straight line forever. Okay, so if I go there, okay, I'm just going infinitely. Now the real thing is that you're not going to have enough fuel for to do this. But like you can see, I'm even like outside of the map right now, and I'm like, that's it. I'm just going infinitely, and like the thing is, you're not actually inside of the map, and I don't know. There's a couple things I'm thinking right now. So one of the things I'm thinking is that once you go like past the one of the limits, you could loop back to the other side, which is not I don't know, because I have to manually set the position of the starship, and it's going to look really weird if I like move the actual, because the camera is also going to move, and everything is going to feel janky. I don't know. And there, like, there's another thing I could do, and it's basically just let you do that, and that's it. And if you want to go infinitely like that, you can do it forever. But then if you want to go back, then, well, it's going to take forever to go back, okay? So I don't know, that's the idea I have. So yeah, I think instead of doing this, I already kind of defined what I want for that. So planetary system map, mask, mask astronaut position indicator inside the panel. Once the okay, so this is basically just to clamp the arrow position. So if you go outside of the bounds, then the arrow is going to be like horizontal and indicate like where you are, like outside of the bounds, okay? So that's basically what's going to happen, and that's it. So yeah. Another thing I could do is, well, you know what? There's another thing I could do. And that's basically just like, well, but I think that's more complicated. So I could just lock the starship position in the center and move the other things. Okay, so the orbits and all that that's the thing that's going to move when you move. So yeah, I don't know. That could be one thing, but I don't know, because I only want you to navigate within this space. If you go outside, you're not going to find anything. That's the thing. In fact, if you go outside of these bounds, I think what I'm going to do is that there's enemies going to spawn there, and you're going to die because you're going to run out of resources and you're going to die. So maybe that's what I want to do. I don't know. So Okay, perfect. So now I have these tasks. Okay, perfect. So now I can call it a day. Okay, for now I can end the stream right now. Okay. So that's going to be it for today. Okay, we basically finished the task we had for today, and we even almost finished an extra task. So for the next stream, which is going to be tomorrow, that's the good thing. I'm going to stream tomorrow, and I even might stream for longer, I don't know. But this is what we are going to do tomorrow, okay? Check what's happening with the planet sizes probabilities, because we are getting big planets all the time, and it should be really uncommon for them to appear. There's that, and we also need to check, we also need to do some adjustments to the planetary system map. Okay, and those should be really easy to do, so yeah. That's what we're going to be doing tomorrow, okay, in the next stream. So that's gonna be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining, for chatting, for checking out the stream. Thank you very, very much to everyone who joined. And don't forget to join the Discord, okay? So if you want to get notifications when I go live, and if you want to see some stuff about Voyager, I sometimes share stuff that I don't do on stream. Maybe I share some drawings or some concepts and stuff like that. You can go there and you're going to get those kind of things there. And you can also share your stuff there, which is great, because if you are an artist or a pixel artist or anything, you can go there and share your stuff there, or even games. If you like playing games, you can share what you're playing there, or music, or I don't know, whatever. So that's going to be it for today. Don't forget to join the Discord. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow, okay, in the next stream. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.